Okay, sorry, this is going to be continuation of the nervous system, and we are in the middle of the brain. So I was in the middle of the cerebrum, but I'm going to start again. So basically it has two hemispheres. The right hemisphere controls the left side of your body, and the left hemisphere controls the right side of your body. It is the largest part of your brain. It takes 2/3 of your brain. The cerebrum, not specifically any of the hemispheres. The cerebrum is folded, which increases the surface area. The right and left communicate with neurons called tracts that run through your corpus callosum. It's the thing that separates the left and right. It's made of nerves. So here is your brain. Here's the right, here's the left. This is the corpus callosum, or whatever, however you say it. These are tracts that run through that allow the left and right hemispheres to communicate. Each optic nerve, which comes from your eye, crisscross to go to the other side of your brain. Because that is the side that controls it. Let me show you. So here is your eye. This is your left eye. This is your right eye. Sorry, I just tripped out. This is your right eye. And there's going to be this optic nerve that's going to go to your left hemisphere. So, because the left controls the right and the right controls the left. Okay. Information gets stored as memory when you sleep. You go through REM, which is rapid eye movement, because your eyes move a lot, 5 times in your sleep. When that happens, during REM, your right and left brain hemispheres share info with each other and they store it. Well, I just had a voice crack. Without REM, you won't have a long-term memory because it's not able to store the memory, etc., etc. This is going to be pathology of the nervous system. Okay, malfunctions. So we have meningitis. This is inflammation of your meninges. What is meninges? Again, it is the protective membrane around the brain and the spinal cord. Inflammation is due to either bacterial infection or viral infection. Therefore, there's 2 types of meningitis, the bacterial meningitis or the viral meningitis. Viral meningitis is not really contagious to other people, but bacterial meningitis is contagious through bodily fluids. It's less contagious through air. Like if you breathe near someone, it's less contagious than if you share your blood with someone. It is very dangerous because if bacteria or the virus, like either bacterial meningitis or viral meningitis, whichever one, if it gets through the membrane and it attacks the brain, it can lead to bad damage. Okay, the second malfunction is a stroke. It's caused by either broken blood vessel in your brain, which will lead to bleeding in your brain because the vessel broke, and your brain won't get enough oxygen, and glucose, because both go through the blood, and wherever this stroke affected in your brain, you'll see effects there. It's often caused by high blood pressure. It's very bad because if the brain uses most of oxygen and glucose than anywhere else in your body. The second type of a stroke, not second type, but the second cause of it is a blood clot in your brain. The blood can't reach the brain because there's a clot, and therefore, again, the brain won't get important stuff from the blood, which is oxygen and glucose. Okay. The impact of both causes, whichever cause you have, if you have a stroke, the impact of it is whichever side of the brain, whichever side of the cerebrum really got the stroke, the opposite side of the body will get the effect because they control opposite sides. What is the effect? You'll be paralyzed. Okay, so if your left side of the cerebrum got affected, your right side will be paralyzed. But let's say speech is speech is controlled by your left side of the cerebrum. So if your left side of your cerebrum gets a stroke, it affects your speech and you can't talk. Okay. A person can do physical therapy / speech therapy if you have a blood clot. But bleeding is harder to heal, but you still can. Okay. You should also lower your blood pressure level and eat less salt because that is a big cause of it. Okay. Third malfunction / pathology is cerebral palsy. Cerebral means dealing with the cerebrum, and palsy means shaking. So it is it is congenital, meaning con means from, genital means your sex organs, but really what it means is from birth. It is not hereditary. It is not hereditary, meaning it's not like from your genetics. Like you don't get this from your mom. You can get it from, how do you get it? It's from the act of actually being born. How does this work? So a doctor puts an electrode on the scalp of the baby when they first see a piece of the head coming out. What does the electrode do? It monitors their oxygen level and their heartbeat. If the baby was deoxygenated for a very long time, like if someone's not monitoring it or whatever it happens, the baby gets this cerebral palsy will happen. But basically, the baby gets oxygen from the placenta, but sometimes the baby gets detached before the baby comes out, meaning your middle coming out, the baby gets detached from the placenta, which usually happens once the baby's out, but sometimes it could happen before that, and the baby's still in you, so it's not getting oxygen from the placenta, and it's not outside in the world where it could get oxygen from all over. Where's it going to get oxygen from? Nowhere. So therefore, it's going to be deoxygenated. So what will happen? There'll be an emergency C-section. There's so much notes. Okay. So basically, altogether, the brain deprived of oxygen for a long time causes cerebral palsy. If it's too long without oxygen, the baby will die. The reactions of cerebral palsy is shaking of your body or absolute paralysis could happen. Either of those is the reaction is cerebral palsy. Okay, we're done. Nervous system. Oopsies.